What's going on, YouTube? We got a spicy one today, man. We're going to be checking out some gameplay of the new upcoming game, Space Marine 2. Everyone's going crazy over it. The internet's blowing their minds over this game. It looks like it's going to be an absolute banger, AAA title for sure. Going to give our thoughts on what we've seen so far, upcoming content on the game, and what we expect to see. What do we want to see from this game? So yeah, my name's Mansky. I stream over on Twitch every single day. You can check me out over there. All my handles and everything are below in the description. Yeah, thanks for watching my video, man, and let's suss this out, eh?
Warhammer 40k Space Marine 2 taking place over 100 years after the events of the original game, with the main conflict this time being the Tyranids. Marine Titus is back with the Ultramarines after having served for a time with the Death Watch, alongside 2 other squad mates. The campaign can be played in 3-player co-op with cross-play across consoles and PC.
I love that. I love the interactiveness of it. I love that we can play with 2 other buddies and sort of experience it all together at the same time. I think Space Marine 1, I watched a fair bit of the gameplay on it and a bit of the campaign. It was good. Really hoping for a lot more in this game, though. We'll see.
And speaking of the campaign, I can't see it being that long, which is completely fine with me. A game coming with a co-op PvE operations and a PvP mode, Eternal War, I'm completely fine with a 6 to 8 hour campaign. Now, this is only a guess. I don't actually know how long the campaign will be. What I do know is that the original Space Marine game was about 7.5 to 9.5 hours. And
that's interesting because they got the PvE and the PvP modes in this game, and it seems to be what they're really emphasizing and building off of. The fact that the campaign is only going to be 6 to 8 hours long, potentially maybe 10. It tells me a few things. It means they're really focused on the PvP element of the game potentially, and the PvE. That's, at least this is my assumptions I'm making. And the campaign's long enough that we can, experience the world of Warhammer, but also learn the fundamentals of the game. Like, I didn't play Space Marine 1, so, all my keybinds, how to open chests, how to, I don't know, do different things. I don't know how to do that on my keyboard and mouse. I think the campaign will be long enough that we can sort of get our head around how to use all of our, our controllers, or if you're on crossplay, or your keyboard and mouse, and all the different buttons and stuff, and what does what, and how the different things interact. But it's not too long that it's too much. I like campaigns, I like story modes, but I am here for the PvP. I must say, I'm pretty keen on it. So,
Space Marine 2 had a longer campaign than the original. Then I would imagine Saber Interactive would have said something by now. This doesn't bother me at all that much though, as shorter games are just easier for me to digest these days anyways.
I agree.
This would maybe bother me more if there wasn't going to be a co-op PvE mode and PvP mode. So expect about 8 hours, maybe more. We'll just have to wait and see really. Nonetheless, I think it will not only be a great story for current Warhammer 40k fans, but also a good entry point for people who aren't too familiar with the Warhammer 40k lore. I think you can definitely jump into this game blind and have a good time. The game...
Yeah, I think that's 100% something that they've focused on, for sure, because at the end of the day, not every single person knows what Warhammer is, and this is a huge title. It looks like it's blowing up all over the internet. Looks like it's going to be one of the games of the year, potentially. And not everyone has read Black Library books or done any of that sort of stuff. So, yeah, I think it's fantastic that you're going to be able to play the campaign and sort of immerse yourself into the world of Warhammer. It's something I've loved for over the last decade, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to it.
It does have a $60 price tag, so a shorter campaign might disappoint some of you, but I think there's enough content here in the other modes to warrant it. I think I would definitely get my money's worth from this game. One feature I am very much looking forward to is Saber's Swarm engine. This swarm technology should certainly add to the immersion when fighting literally hundreds of Tyranids. We still have yet to see firsthand on how this swarm tech will affect the game's performance, but from everything I've seen online, it appears to run pretty well.
Yeah, I'm very curious to see how this actually unfolds. What sort of a computer we really need to sort of rock to get this going, right? If it's on crossplay, like, obviously can't be too demanding. It's going to be on Xbox and PlayStation. Yeah, and talking about the price point as well, the $60 price tag, obviously it depends on where you are around the world. For me, I think the price tag's fine. I think the early access price is kind of crazy. It's $150, and you get the game 4 days earlier than everyone else, which is... Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it. I've got some buddies of mine in the Twitch chat saying, oh, it's fine because they've done such a good job on the game, and they've got other people saying it's kind of rigged that you got to pay extra money to play the game on the opening weekend. Look, I'm just hoping for an awesome game. I will be getting the early access, so if you guys have got Twitch and you want to jump in and play with me on my early access day, yeah, you can always find me on my Twitch channel at twitch.tv/Mansky_. Yeah, we'll continue on here, but I am curious to see how the swarm works.
It's definitely impressive to see the gargantuan amount of hordes on the screen at once. Super stoked to see this in action. Another
it's like 100
thing
models.
I very much enjoy in games like this is the melee combat. I just played the Mecha Break beta, a 6v6 multiplayer mech game that has incredible melee combat. Check out my video on Mecha Break if it piques your interest at all. Space Marine 2 seems to emphasize melee combat by sort of forcing you to engage in that mechanic, whether that be through running out of resources like ammo or needing to replenish your shields as melee combat reinforces your armor. I mean, the chainsword looks great, and as long as it feels great, then the melee combat will be an awesome time.
That's a very good point he makes there, actually. I wonder how much resources are scattered around the grounds. Like, how easy is it to come across ammo? How easy is it to come across extra shields and health and stuff like that? Like, very interested to see, because how much resources we get is going to directly impact how hard the game is, right? Yeah, very curious to sort of see how that plays. Keen on the melee style. I haven't really played a lot of melee-based games in my time, so definitely keen to immerse myself in that. Just curious to see how it's all going to sort of unfold, especially with resource management.
Another aspect of the melee combat I've not really touched on is the parry system. When successfully parrying an enemy, you'll be able to deliver critical hits. Apparently, parrying seems to be pretty important in Space Marine 2, and as long as it's not too clunky and it feels good to use, then it should be another key feature that adds to the melee experience overall.
That looks so cool.
Also, when you take damage, you will see this white bar within your health pool. And this means if you run in and perform a finisher on an enemy, you will then refill a bit of your HP and replenish a shield gauge. So again, they are really emphasizing aggression and melee combat, which is right up my alley. Co-op operations consist of taking on dangerous missions with our very own Space Marine. These are 3-player co-op operations in which each team member will select one of the 6 classes. You can't play the same class.
This is something we want to talk about here. But first of all, I just want to say, like, it's just crazy, this whole thing. I know that there's been a Space Marine game before, and I know there's been, like, other Warhammer-based games before, but the graphics of this game and the way that swarm mechanic works and stuff, I remember just playing tabletop Warhammer 40k back in the day with my friends. We'd just be like, man, how cool would it be if they made a, super duper cool game? Like, Tyranids are so cool. And I know that the previous edition of the game had orcs in it. The Nids, man, yeah. What's there to say? It's awesome. Let us know in the comments below, between these 6 classes here, what are you looking to play on release day? What's the first account you're going to level up between Tactical, Assault, Vanguard, Bulwark, Sniper, and Heavy? For me, I'm looking at Tactical, to be honest with you. I like the stock standard dude, man. I like it. I like the all-spec scan, and we'll get into that now. Yeah, I'd probably either go the Tactical or the Sniper. That's my choice. Let us know in the comments below what you want to play.
Of another party member, so keep that in mind. One of the missions, for example, consists of obliterating a nearby Tyranid swarm. There are difficulty tiers to these missions, so it's probably worth analyzing your mission and selecting the best team composition to carry out that task, especially when you get to the more difficult missions. Or just
wait, does he mean to say that you can change your team composition per mission? That's cool. That's pretty cool. If that's true, I like that a lot.
Play what you like. It's no big deal. I just want to play as a Bulwark all day, every day, so hopefully that's okay. Hopefully the Bulwark is busted and pretty OP. I guess we'll just have to wait and see. There appears to be optional encounters within these missions as well. There's even some special enemies that you can run into during these missions. One of these special enemies having the ability to call in reinforcements. Through completing these operations, you receive data that can be used to unlock better weapons or customize your Space Marine. They dropped another trailer. Hold on.
How good does that look? Oh, he looks incredible, man. Oh, man. Yep. Graphics are so damn good. So these are the different things you can do on your player, I'm guessing? This is nuts, man. All squad members deal 50% more gun strike damage. Proven efficiency, team perk. Okay, so each player is going to have different perks that sort of intertwine with each other. So yeah, wow.
Better weapons or customize your Space Marine. They dropped another trailer about the Tactical and Sniper classes. The Tactical class excels with ranged weapons and can reveal enemies using the AEST scan. Revealed enemies also take increased damage. The Sniper class can fade in the shadows after scoring a kill using the camo cloak ability, and sneak up on targets or quietly revive a down teammate. Not sure how useful this Sniper class will be, other than remaining cloaked to help get your teammates back up. When there are hundreds of Tyranids coming your direction, I can't see the Sniper being my go-to weapon. But who knows, maybe they will have some nutty perks that will make them pretty useful.
I'm a little bit different than this guy. Sniper's my dude, man. That's so cool. Cloaking and running up on someone like that is dope.
A week later, they showed off the Assault and Vanguard class. These dudes thrive in close quarters combat. The Vanguard warrior employs his grapple launcher to swiftly close in on enemies.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the Assault fighter uses his jump pack to rain destruction from above before plunging into the heart of battle with either his hammer or fists. They seem to be releasing these class overview trailers on a weekly cadence, so we could probably expect to see more on the Heavy and Bulwark class on Friday, August 23rd.
I'm hoping with the Assault Marine, I know the impact hit's pretty cool and it's super effective against Horde and stuff like that. I'm hoping that the Thunderhammer and the Power Fist aren't just ridiculous against Horde in the same fashion as they are against the big guys. At least from a tabletop perspective, I know they probably work a little bit differently in this game, but on tabletop perspective, like you would really sacrifice a lot of your efficiency against mass numbers to be incredible against elite units. And when I look at a Power Fist or a Thunderhammer, to me that's sort of what it resembles. So interested to see from that gameplay there. It looked like it just you're swinging for the swinging for the bleachers and just smashing some Tyrians in the face, and looks like it's pretty efficient against both the elite and the mass, so we'll see.
All in all, you got your ranged DPS
Yeah.
being tactical and sniper class, your melee DPS being the assault and
Oh.
vanguard class, and you could probably expect bulwark and heavy to be your tanky support classes. There
Yep.
appears to be 9 core perks, 3 team perks, 9 gear perks, and 3 signature perks. A lot of perks, I know. The signature perks, again, being like your ultimate abilities. So it is actually probably worth picking and sticking to one class early on to unlock all the perks and progress your character and make them much more powerful so that you can do the higher difficulty content earlier on. Hopefully maxing out a character is
Yeah, that's a good point. That's why I asked earlier which class would you play, because it does look like you have to spend a little bit of time actually leveling that hero or that character or that play style. Now what I'm curious about is how long does that leveling look like? Are we talking like World of Warcraft, level 95, where it takes 2.5 weeks to get to the next level, or like similar to back in the day, the old Pokemon Game Boy games? Man, getting my Gengar from level 95 to 96 took ages. Or are we sort of talking about a moderate amount of time to sort of unlock everything? Curious to see how that sort of works and how long you have to sort of stay dedicated to that chosen class to really get the most out of it. Let us know in the comments below, what do you want it to be? Do you want it to be a short amount of time where you get to sort of unlock everything quite easily? Or do you want it to be a more difficult task where it feels more rewarding because you spent the time unlocking the perks and maybe you got some perks your friends don't? Let us know.
isn't too demanding on your time, so we don't ever feel like we're stuck to one class? I guess we'll just have to wait and see about that. All in all, there appears to be plenty of classes and ability diversity to keep the game feeling fresh.
That's
we got
good.
to see more of the Battle Barge, which again is the command center and where we return after each mission. The big thing we saw from this Battle Barge trailer is the trials. And the Armoring Hall, each class has their very own unique training hypnomat. You'll be asked to perform a tactical objective in which you'll receive a grade from A to C after completing this objective. This will be a great way to try out and learn each class and
That's
what
cool.
makes them different from one another. My guess originally was that the trials were going to be something training related, and it's nice to see that they are indeed a place to hone your skills.
I actually really like that. You go in there and learn the different aspects of the classes, like he's just said there. I feel like there's out of the 6 classes, there's a few that really stand out as very different, right? You got your Vanguard, your Assault. They're quite similar in a sense, but different in the one's got a jetpack and the other's got a grappling launcher. Then you got your heavy class who's got the Iron Halo. It's like, okay, cool, but is it that much different to just the Tactical Marine? Like, yeah, it's be interesting to sort of get in there, do the trials, and learn the little nitty gritty interactions with the keyboard, mouse, or the controller, and see what you can sort of utilize within each of the classes to make them stand out and be a bit different.
Of a class, and definitely a good addition to the game.
For
I know
sure.
we touched on the Eternal War
Ooh.
game modes in our previous videos, but to reiterate, for anyone who doesn't know or hasn't seen my previous videos on Space Marine 2, Eternal War is the 6v6 PvP Battlegrounds mode.
Oh,
There will
honey.
be 3 modes at launch, 2 of which were in the previous Space Marine game, Annihilation, their Team Deathmatch, and Seize Ground, their Domination mode. A new game mode to Space Marine 2 is Capture and Control, this being their take on King of the Hill. All of these modes sound pretty fun
This is what I'm excited for, man. This is cool. This is so good. Domination and capture the hill, capture the flag and stuff. Oh man, this is awesome.
to me, and it should be a great time overall. Saber Interactive will be adding new weapons, operations, PvP maps, and enemies throughout the lifespan of this game, which is also great to hear. Overall, after everything I've seen, I'm extremely excited. And from what I'm hearing, as far as the performance of the game,
So now with this, what he was talking about before, how he's saying maybe the sniper's not the best for the normal missions you do. In this mode, the sniper, it's gonna be very good. I'm looking forward to it. I do like my snipers, man. I'm a bit of a, people do like to call me a camper from time to time. Very cool. This looks so good. And if they're gonna keep updating it, keeping it fresh, like adding aspects to different classes and new guns and having a meta and stuff, oh yeah, this is dope. This is where I'm at.
it seems to be pretty smooth, which was a worry of mine. With how awesome the swarm technology seems, I was a bit skeptical on how it would impact the performance, but everyone who has got their hands on the game early have said good things. Speaking of the enemies a bit more though, one big worry I do have is enemy variety. This could be an issue if we were just fighting Tyranids and the forces of chaos over and over and over again. Now maybe the core gameplay loop is compelling enough to where the enemies never become too mundane and boring. We will just have to wait and see. But maybe I'm just coping. I just want to...
With what he's talking about here, when I very first heard about Space Marine 2 coming out, this is one of my biggest concerns. It was like a make or break for me. I guess because there's PvP and all that sort of stuff, you know, I'm very excited for that. But make or break for me is like, how intelligent and how sort of diverse is the Tyranid swarm, and the way the big Gribblies interact with the little Gribblies, and do they come at you from different angles, and do they have different attack plans, and, you know, how complicated are they? Because Tyranids, like, for anyone who's played the tabletop game or know anything about the lore, you know, they're no slouches. They're incredible. They're very intelligent. They've got crazy tactic. I just want to see, I don't want to feel impenetrable. I don't want to feel invincible as a Space Marine. I know that that's what they say on the box cover, and that's what the books all say, and that's kind of what, you know, Games Workshop love is, you know, the invincible Space Marine and all the kids froth it. But for me, I don't want to be invincible. I want to be able to lose. I want it to be hard. I want the Tyranids to be incredible, because like any good movie, you know, the villain is what makes or breaks it a lot of the time. I really hope, I've got high hopes for the Tyranids, man. I really hope there's something special.
I just want orcs back. I know they were in the first game, but I just want to kill some more orcs. Regardless though, enemy variety is probably more of a nitpick than an actual issue. Like I said earlier, I do believe I will get my money's worth out of this game. I've already gone on and on about how beautiful this game looks and how fun the gameplay appears to be. It's not often a game like this comes out with not only a feature complete...
Are you playing as the good guys or the bad guys in PvP? Do you get a choice? Or does one team become the good guy and then the other team is forced to play as their bad guys? Not entirely sure. Like in other games I play, like Dota 2, League of Legends, or you know, those sort of games, it's randomized whether you're a good guy or a bad guy. I'm curious to see how this is going to sort of work. And if you are a bad guy, what's your class? What's your choice? Who are we rocking? We going Khorne, Nurgle, Alpha Legion? There's heaps of others as well. I'm probably going to go Alpha Legion. I'm a bit of a snippy sniper boy. I like that, cloak and shadow sort of stuff.
Campaign and co-op operations, but also a PvP multiplayer playlist that looks badass. I get major Gears of War and 360 era vibes with this game. The blood, gore, special effects, and atmosphere just look incredible. So far, it looks to be a very, very, very good and polished game, and one...
That's sick! That's so sick! He's gone invisible, he's rechambering his sniper rifle. That's so damn good.
I certainly cannot wait to get my hands on it. It seems the devs have really poured their souls into this game, and I think it will be a banger because of it. Anyways,
100%, guys. I appreciate you guys hanging around for the video, man. Drop a comment below. Let us know what you're keen to play when it comes out. What are your concerns? What are you keen for? What class are you looking at playing? Get chatting them down below in the comment section and let us know. Thanks for watching the video, guys, and yeah, we'll see you in the next one. Cheers. Bye for now.